Many believers dream of visiting the Holy Land. While many are able to make this trip, most are not. While there's no substitute for actually walking in the footsteps of biblical characters, modern technology continues to get us closer through virtual means. The virtual tour to the temple, recently released for the Accordance Library, presents a visual history of the temple beginning with the Tabernacle in the wilderness, then moving to the sanctuary at Shiloh, and culminating with the temple in Jerusalem. Interactive maps link to over 100 high-definition 360 degrees panorama and informative videos presented by Dr. Randall Price. There are two main sections to the virtual tour of the temple in Accordance. The virtual tour, which allows for 360-degree views of various locations associated with the tabernacle and temple, and the video tour, in which Dr. Price guides us through the ancient tabernacle, Tel Shiloh, the Mount of Olives, and the Temple Mount. This video will not offer an exhaustive exploration of this incredible resource, but we do hope to whet your appetite for the dramatic way that the biblical sites can come to life for your own personal Bible study or in teaching or preaching settings. The virtual tour is one of the very few resources in the Accordance Library that requires an internet connection, but clicking on the external link icon will take you to the observation deck for the virtual tour. Here you will initially be greeted with instructions for navigating through the tour. There is a dramatic but peaceful background musical soundtrack that accompanies the tour, but this can be silenced if desired. I also recommend making the tour window full screen. Click and holding the image allows me to move in any direction. I'm actually trying to carefully move the view at a slow rate, as the interface is incredibly responsive, even on slower computers. Clicking on any of the circular markers takes me immediately to that location. Clicking on the home icon will always take me back to where I began. I don't believe it's any exaggeration to say that a person could spend hours virtually walking the streets of Jerusalem in this tour. The virtual tour of the temple also includes 44 videos, not requiring any internet connection, and these are narrated by Dr. Randall Price. In this brief excerpt, Dr. Price takes us on to the original Temple Mount, and just a few dozen yards from the doors of the Dome of the Rock offers us the history of the court of the altar of burnt offerings.
We're standing here in what was in ancient times the court of the priest. And just beyond us here is the area where the sacrificial altar, known as the altar of burnt offering, existed. And then just these steps beyond it is where the antiphonal choir, the Levitical priest, would welcome those who came to this area during the pilgrim feast in order to offer sacrifices, come to the temple for worship.
The virtual tour of the temple is an invaluable resource for exploring Jerusalem as it relates to biblical events. Use the virtual tour of the temple to make biblical history more grounded for yourself and for those to whom you preach or teach.